the fuck are you doing?
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Potsy and Tino on the Potsy and Tino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Potsy and Tino Show. This is Tino. I'm Potsy. Our theme song is always brought to you by Adam's House Cats, called The Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents. I have no idea what we're streaming on right now.
You don't know?
I don't.
You're in charge of that. I hope we're streaming on something.
We got to be on something at this point. I don't know which one it is.
Is it Facebook?
I think
I didn't get a notice.
I think we're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Are we on my Facebook or are we on?
Hold on, let me turn the volume down. I can check. Yes.
Yeah, we're on. So we're on my official Facebook, not the Potsy and Tino Facebook. We'll upload to that after all this. Like it, share it, comment. Do all the fun stuff. Tino will be looking at the comments on his phone as long as he's got the volume turned off. Hopefully, we're not coming through with like.
So we want me to see the comments here. I'll have to be in charge of the comments there.
Correct. I think you got comments down there already.
Yeah, that was me. I said hi.
Oh, you said hi.
Yeah.
He said hi.
Hi.
So,
I'm getting the comments started.
Yeah. Let's get these comments started. Anyways,
What's up?
Well, R-Truth and Ric Flair look like he had a stroke.
That's terrible.
It really is.
And hickey. What were those? Hickeys or
he had
liver spots? I don't know what that was.
It was like someone shot, like he had mosquito bites or something.
Yeah.
So, Tino.
Yo.
Tonight we're live. We're in person.
In living color.
We got our little logo up in the top corner over here. So
I did it right that time.
Yeah, you did it right. It's right there. So, as we're getting ready to do this, what normally when we're not sitting together, we can have it, come up with a little thing that says,
so what's up with you?
What's up with you?
Let's see. This past Friday, last week, so not tonight. I played my first show since March. In Wendell. It was a pretty decent show. I was outside. It was an outside show, a few people. For a bar opening down in Wendell. I had a good time there. Worked a day job all week and then Saturday, and then got off and just chilled until we came here today. Wednesday's a big day. It's a very important day. You need to remember.
So you're going to be 50.
50. Be 47. My birthday is this Wednesday, the 15th.
That actually hurt.
That's right. That's what you get to call me 50. A 50-year-old hit like that. I'm going to pounce you like Keith Lee. Next. Right out the window.
Oh, man. Keep going.
You really going to be a girl about that?
Man, I'm telling you, that actually caught me pretty good.
Oh, you okay?
You must have hit one of them muscles or something.
Shut up.
Anyways.
You okay?
I'll live.
All right. I didn't mean to hit you that hard. Are you okay?
You always mean to hit me that hard.
You call me old.
Who are you kidding?
And then this Friday the 17th, I'll be out in Hickory. So, pretty eventful week. I think I'm most excited about my birthday. It's just cool. I always get excited about my birthday.
I don't ever get excited about my birthday.
Okay. Why? It's like because it's in October.
No, it's December.
December.
It's December.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've only had one of them off in the last 15 years, and it was because I was in the hospital for heart surgery.
Do you ask?
Oh yes.
What is December
22nd?
Yeah, you're not getting that.
Yeah,
off.
I'm not getting that off.
That's too close.
Not getting that off with my
that's
day
close
job.
to the day.
Yeah. Day.
I think somebody else's the big man's birthday is more important than your birthday. So
that's not what they're thinking. They're just thinking that green stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
So what's up with you?
So what's up with me? I I actually finished 2 writing scripts this week.
Wow.
Yeah, I finished the 3rd script for the Immortal comic that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I finished Junior High Horror's Strangest Thingies.
I wanted to ask you about that. So what are we doing with that? That's kind of.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So it
who
is.
has the powers? Who was 11 in or 11 like?
So a brand new character in the book named 12.
Okay.
and the whole reason why her name is 12 is because
it is a she then.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're 12-year-old kids.
Got it.
So her name is 12. It also involves Chief Harbor.
Okay.
Which as anyone knows is Hopper's actor's last name.
Yes.
And my favorite character in it is Dog Tanyan.
Dog Tanyan.
Yes. So remember the first season of Stranger Things?
Yeah. They
found a dog.
Yes.
And its name was D'Artagnan. So Dog Tanyan.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cute, funny Stranger Things parody, and like I had started writing it, and I was like, okay, like the beginning of this whole pandemic thing, I started writing this book, and like I got about halfway through it, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Like I've got no motivation to finish it. I don't want to write it. I
quit.
Well, but I knew I was going to get back to it. But I had to wait until like, and that's the thing when you're writing is if you're not into it, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
So I had to wait until I actually just went. I got to finish that. And that's what I did. So and even the 3rd issue script of Immortal, I same thing. Like I was about halfway through it. I let the artist of it read it, and I let another artist buddy of mine read it, and both of them about halfway through were like, "Damn, dude, this is really good." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to ruin it, so I gotta wait until I'm like ready and motivated to finish it." And both of them were like, "Yeah, I would do that. Wait until you're ready." And this week just kind of hit me. I was like, "Okay, here we go."
So what makes you motivated? I mean, you're just sitting around and all of a sudden you're like, I want to finish that book. So what?
So what happens when you're writing something like that is do we have a comment?
No, they're saying have friends who should see this video. Share
the video. Got it. So like when I'm sitting there, like all of a sudden I'll go, damn, that'd be a good line. And then all of a sudden I'm like, how do I tie it in? And before I know it, the wheels start turning and everything else, and it's like, all right, I gotta open this up and do it. So that's normally what brings me to do that. And I also came up with a completely new idea for like a kid's book this week.
Okay.
Like a 3 to 7 year old kind of thing, which could probably be turned into like a middle school thing, but I just kind of got this idea of wanting to do like a Scottish Terrier style dog, with the big jowl like mustache looking thing, and I was like, this could be a cartoon, but if I'm gonna do this as a cartoon, I gotta do it right. There's only one guy that can play the voice of this dog. It's got to be Sam Elliott.
I saw that.
Gotta be Sam Elliott.
I saw the pictures. I can actually see you drawing that look like Sam Elliott.
And since I came up with that, like, through that dog, I was like, I've come up with, like, 3 different story ideas that are completely oblivious to each other. Yes. So I'm trying to figure out which one would be the best one to do. And which way to go about it.
Like an old Western kind of thing?
No.
That'd be funny as hell.
No, I just figured it'd be an old dog that was, like, the family dog, right? And like, whatever the case might be, it'd probably be like the family brings home a little baby.
Like a look who's talking kind of thing?
Well, not really, but more
when they had the pets talking.
Yes, but like, it would be something where the old dog takes care of the little kid, And that's why it would be Sam Elliott. Because it'd be like, you better not put your finger in in that socket. You know, like you know. And I apologize for losing my voice. I don't know why I am. Suddenly we walk upstairs, I'm losing my voice. Yeah. But that's kind of what's going on with me. Trying to think if there was anything else. Finished 2 scripts. Started coming up with this new concept for another idea.
I was talking to someone the other day. Are your comics that you've been putting out, the stories you've been putting out, still using the font for this dyslexia? Is that what you're doing from here on out?
So with junior high horrors, yes, and I basically figure any all ages or any children's type thing, yes. However, Immortal, the artist actually said that he was going to attempt to come up with a font that could use that, but he's going to design the font himself, so it looks more like a comic book font.
Okay.
You know, because that dyslexia-friendly font just doesn't work with Immortal, because it's a little bit bigger and everything else, so it takes up more space and everything on the pages. I did talk to my publisher, Keenspot, today about possibly putting out the 3rd issue of Junior High Horrors as a free digital download for people. And the reason why was because that issue was called The Walking Flu, and the kids kind of came up with ways to get rid of the flu. So this was done about a year before the pandemic started. So, you know, all of a sudden people online are sitting there going, this comic was a little bit before its time and everything else. And of course, you know, Robert Kirkman of The Walking Dead actually even said that, you know, it was a pretty cool idea. So so that's really what's up with me. I'm trying to, I could swear there was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, the Keenspot panel. I announced this on my Instagram at Rob Potchak, that the Keenspot panel is hosted by me again this year.
Okay.
So on Sunday, July 26th, so approximately
2 weeks.
2 weeks from yesterday, at 3:00 Eastern time, I believe. Maybe it's 3:00 Pacific time. But you'll be able to go to a YouTube channel. The link is right on my Instagram, on the post at this point. And you can watch the hour-long Keenspot panel. They have a free comic that they'll be doing for that. Some really cool stuff. So I got to talk to a bunch of people, some that I've met before, some that I hadn't met, and really just talk about like everything going on with Keenspot.
Cool.
Yeah, there's some big announcements in that. Not necessarily just for me, but in general for Keenspot. So I'm pretty excited about some of the stuff. Other than that, a lot happened in wrestling this week.
Yes, it is. And I think we need to go ahead and, because I know you got a...
Yeah, I got a long day tomorrow. Not even just an early day, but I got a long day.
So we're gonna try to knock this out.
So we talked about Monday Night Raw last week, because obviously we did the show right after that. This is like 5 weeks in a row that we've done our show.
This is what we decided we were gonna do.
Well, yeah,
Monday nights that's what we said. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna try to keep coming up with fresh content for you every week. We lagged off for a while there, and that's one of the things we said. It's like, if we're gonna say Monday nights after Raw, we've been trying to keep that going. So
yeah, and we will guarantee at least one show for you next week.
yes,
we may do 2,
maybe,
but we guarantee at least one. Because next week is Extreme Rules, the horror show.
So I was asking Rob, I'm like, do you want to? What should we do? Should we do one, the live after the horror show?
And I think we're gonna go live after Monday Night Raw, because that's kind of been our thing.
Yeah.
And it'll allow us to digest the horror show. But if something really, really that we have to talk about happens after the horror show, we will talk about it.
I don't see that happening, but
me neither.
It's a possibility.
Me neither.
They could surprise us. They could surprise us.
Well, I think they're gonna try to surprise us.
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll run down some predictions tonight of what we think is going to happen.
So we're not really going to dive deep into any specific topic. We are gonna dive into some topics. We're going to talk a little bit about Adam Cole versus Keith Lee.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho.
Yes.
Which I didn't let you watch that whole match, did I?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we finished it at the end. Remember, because you said this is...
Oh, that's right. We did watch it.
This is where it cuts off.
I was like, yeah, this is where it cut off on the... we're going to talk about Jim Cornette
I don't want to talk about it.
and his take on both of those matches. Did you watch SmackDown?
Yes.
So you can talk a little bit about SmackDown.
You didn't watch SmackDown again?
I did, but I was sitting at a bar, so I didn't get to hear it.
I'm trying to remember it. Because I watched so much and it's gone.
Apparently, ratings were up because of the karaoke.
Yes. Oh my God.
And I did not hear that. So
Be thankful.
I'm sure it was terrible. And then, of course, we watched Monday Night Raw tonight.
Yes.
Now, we missed the first 20 minutes.
Yes.
So I don't know what happened in the first 20 minutes.
We came in and it was Andrade and his partner against the
Angel Garza.
Yeah.
Versus
the Raiders.
The Viking Raiders, yeah. In a elimination
match, which I didn't understand. But
originally I thought it was a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it turned out to be just a. Anyways, so let's go ahead and dive into Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho on AEW Dynamite.
I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good match. I thought, and some of the things, because you had me watch the Cornette thing before you let me watch the Jericho match.
Yeah, I made him watch Jim Cornette's take on the match,
and I didn't agree with him. So let's talk about that before we talk about the Orange Cassidy match then.
Okay. So Tino initially, as soon as Jim Cornette dropped his first F-bomb, Tino stopped listening, looked right at me and said, how am I supposed to take this guy seriously when he created Kamala?
Yes.
And he was talking about how gimmicks, as fake as they are still supposed to draw the ire or something, right? And your feelings about Kamala seem like they're the same feelings that Jim Cornette has about Orange Cassidy.
Okay, I give you that. But that's the thing, though.
Both got over.
But he created Kamala. So what he was saying? He was saying that he kept calling Orange Cassidy pockets, and he said
which you kept laughing at.
That was funny. He said he was saying how Orange Cassidy's gimmick was, how he keeps his hands in his pocket, he runs the ropes, he does the little kicks to the thing, and he said it's just not believable. What was he saying? And
I'll paraphrase because I'm not going to try to quote him here.
Yeah.
But he said that it was like no one has ever said to anybody, if you just get past all the bullshit.
Yeah.
When he actually goes,
when he tries,
it's really good.
Yeah.
Right? And part of the reason why so many people hate Brock Lesnar is because they don't think he cares. But we've seen where when Brock Lesnar's motivated,
yes,
he is a hell
yes.
of a sports entertainer.
Yes.
But Brock Lesnar's never fake. He's never bullshit.
Give him that.
The closest he ever got to that was when it was Brock in the Bank.
Yes.
And who was the one that said he was going to have speakers in that boombox?
All right, shut up.
Right? But that's the closest in his entire career. By the way, yesterday was his birthday. In his entire career, that was the only time that he was bullshit.
Yes.
And yet, because he's a legit badass, we let him go with it.
Yep.
Right? And it was like the first time he's ever had fun in his career.
Yes.
Like, you could tell.
He was having a blast.
He was
dancing. Even he looked ridiculous. But it was awesome. It was good to see him having a good time. It was good to see that side of Brock. Like you said, we never get to see that fun side of Brock.
Like when he laughed at R-Truth when
yes.
R-Truth came down.
And I don't think that. I think he really laughed. I think R-Truth broke him.
I think you're right. I think you're right because I think Vince McMahon probably said, "I want you to go down there, and I want you to get him to laugh."
Yeah. And he did it.
And R-Truth went down and got him to laugh. And then he got an F5 for his troubles. So, but the Orange Cassidy thing, like, This Cornette YouTube rant, by the way, is 10 minutes and 22 seconds long. That's half the length of the entire match.
Yes.
And he talks about how pretty much Chris Jericho, a guy who he brought into Smoky Mountain Wrestling, is one of the biggest stars in pro wrestling.
He is.
Of the last 25 years. And in that time, Chris Jericho has kind of earned the right to determine who he faces, what he does, and he keeps basically saying that he stole a billionaire Mark's money. And at the same time, he's pretty much just trashing Orange Cassidy. And in fact, the picture on the podcast, Orange Cassidy is a little orange and yellow Monchichi.
Something. I don't know what he was.
Hanging from a tree like a Monchichi.
Jericho's wearing some kind of
Jungle Boy outfit.
Yeah. With no shirt.
Maybe it was supposed to be Jungle Boy.
I don't know.
No, it was definitely supposed to be Jericho. And then Vince McMahon's on the picture laughing for some reason. So check that out. But I agree with you. I enjoyed the match.
The match was awesome.
It was fun. Wasn't awesome.
Okay.
But Tino, when you watched it, I said, because Tino hadn't watched it before, I'd already watched it once, so I was watching it the second time. I said, this is not a no disqualification match. And you can tell because Aubrey Edwards, at one point, the referee, kicks Chris Jericho's arm off of the ropes when he's got the rest holdable stretch.
Yes.
On Orange Cassidy. And later, this is where I have a problem. Santana and Ortiz are down at the ring with Chris Jericho, and one of them pours orange juice directly into the face of Orange Cassidy while the referee is watching.
Yep.
Disqualification. Orange Cassidy wins the match, right?
Supposedly, you would think.
But what happened?
She yelled at them. She goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? But she let them stay by ringside. She did not call for the DQ.
And because of that, the match went on for another 5 minutes, ended up cutting off the DVR, not just for Jim Cornette, also for me. I had to go to YouTube to watch the finish of the match, which tonight was the first night I saw it. And Chris Jericho hits him with a bat, hits him with a code breaker. He kicks out of both.
Yep.
And then, on top of all of that, he finally hits the weakest Judas effect he's ever hit in his entire life. And Cassidy goes down like a sack of quarters.
Nobody kicks out of the Judas effect.
No matter, like, it could be like, oh, I just hit you with it, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, match is over. Match is over, I win. Like, that's how that match finished. And then we both watched Keith Lee versus Adam Cole. Winner take all.
That match.
It was a good match. It was a solid match. It's not either of theirs best match. Dijakovic versus Keith Lee.
Yeah,
and maybe even Dijakovic versus Keith Lee versus Roderick Strong. Like, those matches were easily better. In fact, I think the Johnny Gargano in your house match against Keith Lee was better.
Yes.
Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole was better.
I think Johnny Gargano just makes him better.
That's true. He carries everybody. I mean, he literally is
Mr. Wrestling.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, Adam Cole had great matches in Ring of Honor against Kyle O'Reilly. But the match was good.
Yes.
But I will never again believe that Adam Cole would ever be able to pull off a Panama Sunrise on Keith Lee ever again. Ever again. Like, for those who don't know, he jumps off the second rope and does a Canadian Destroyer on somebody. And he did it to Keith Lee, and Keith Lee had to flip over to do this move. And it was slow motion.
I saw that too. I'm like, he's not gonna. There he goes.
Oh, he did it. Great match. Lots of fun. Right guy went over.
Yes.
I don't dispute any of that. I don't like the stipulation of double champ.
That's my only question is, so what to do now? Does he have to defend both these belts? Are they? I don't see them unifying those belts.
You know, the first two times in WWF or WWE that anybody became a double champ. And what I mean by singles champs in these, okay? You had Ultimate Warrior defeat Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior had to be stripped of the Intercontinental title so that he could defend the heavyweight championship.
Mm-hmm.
And Shawn Michaels was the European title holder and the world champion.
And he laid down for Triple H.
And he laid down for Triple H because, once again, couldn't have a guy defending both titles. Now, they had people that had the single and the tag.
What did they do flip with WCW when Goldberg was the U.S. champ and he beat Hogan and got the world? I can't remember. Did he defend both of them?
I think they did a tournament, and that's when I think Lance Storm won.
So he just let it go. He said,
yeah.
"Here, okay." I couldn't remember if he defended both of them or not.
I think it was pretty quick that Goldberg gave up that second belt.
So I wonder what they did with Keith Lee. Does he give it up or does he defend them both?
So the way WWE seems to be about it now is it's like, we'll let him defend both. But I don't think so. I think that this Wednesday night, William Regal's going to come out and go, "All right, Sunshine, what are you going to do?"
And you know he's not giving up that NXT title.
Right. So he'll then take the other belt and say, "We'll hold the championship tournament." And, that'll be where Dijakovic finally wins a North American title or something. They haven't used him since Keith Lee. Like, Dijakovic has only won 2 matches all year.
I almost think that they're going to give it to Dexter Lumis. If they do a tournament, I say either Dexter Lumis or not Cross, because they're trying to push him for something.
Well, no, he's going up against Keith Lee, is what it looks like.
So Dexter Lumis.
So
or Grimes.
They are doing something with Grimes. I don't like him.
He's kind of smarmy, but he's growing up.
I guess he's a good mid-level heel.
Yeah.
Which means he's perfect for a United or North American Championship.
So I think I call those two. One of those two.
So Dexter Lumis, by the way. Go ahead and tell everybody what you said about him.
Before Dexter Lumis, we were talking about Orange Cassidy and Jake Hager. Orange Cassidy looks like a smaller version of Jake Hager. And I said it'd be funny if they did a match.
Well, hold on. I said that he looks like a smaller version of Jake Hager. And you agreed. And then I said he kind of looks like when Chris Evans was little Steve Rogers in the first Captain America movie. They put him in the shell, and when he comes out, he'd be Jake Hager.
And so what I said was they should have a wrestling match, and Orange Cassidy runs backstage, and the guy chases him and comes back out, and it's Jake Hager.
It would be like an old Looney Tunes cartoon where all of a sudden it's like
the Chicken Hawk, the little chicken runs away to big chicken.
or when Jerry all of a sudden becomes
the big mouse,
the big mouse, or the kangaroo.
The
kangaroo.
So, but going back to that, so that's what started that. Then we went to Dexter Lumis, and I was like, Rob, man, I was watching the NXT, and I'm like, I'll be damned. He does. The more I look at him, he looks like Stone Cold. He's like a jacked Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And it's funny to say a jacked Stone Cold because Stone Cold was 250 solid pounds.
Yeah.
Like, he never looked like he was I'm not going to drink any water to cut everything out kind of thing, except WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, Steve Austin always had abs during WrestleMania.
Because what kills me is Tommaso. Tommaso's like, what, 220? 215, he's like, look, and he's just like, I'm like, what the hell? He looks like he should weigh more than 215, 220. He looks like he should be about 250.
He does look like he should be about 250. He is
shredded.
He is.
He is shredded. He came up, he left shredded, had neck surgery, and came back and was still shredded. I'm like,
It-
you had a year off.
You know, it reminds me of when Triple H went out with the quadriceps injuries, and when he came back, he was just shredded.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like number 30 at the Royal Rumble, Triple H, and you're like, Triple H looks like he ripped off a Triple H off of him. You know,
Yeah.
just pulled it off. But I told you a couple weeks ago that Dexter Lumis, if you were to shave his head and make him grow a full goatee, that dude is a young Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I don't like his gimmick.
I kind of do.
The stalker gimmick in this day and age is not something you should be pulling off.
This is true, but when you play, I think that's part of the mind game part of it. I mean, maybe alter it somehow, but I mean, think about all the greats. Undertaker's been doing it for what, 30 years? Getting in your mind. He wasn't a stalker, but it was that whole.
No, but he had a stalker at one point.
DDP.
Yeah.
Think of all the greats, the mind games that they play. Randy Orton, mind. Undertaker.
But Triple H was the cerebral assassin who always went after your leg for some reason.
Mick Foley, all three things. Cactus Jack got in your head. Mankind got in your head. I mean, think of all the characters that made it. They got in your. I think that's why I think he's going to do something now. The Stalker. I don't know. You're right about the Stalker thing in this day and age. Probably not. If they could tweak it somehow to where he's still that just crazed looking, just staring through you kind of character.
Look at me with them beady little eyes, son.
Yeah, getting. That's
what I'm telling you, and that's the bottom line.
I mean, because they did that because they did it perfectly with Roderick Strong. That was a
Yeah, I did actually get a kick out of all of a sudden Roddy looks out the window. Duh. He's there, guys. He's there. You know what's funny is that after they beat Roddy Strong, they seem to go up against Adam Cole. So, what's it mean? So what's it mean for Adam Cole now? Does he get called up? Because Cornette had something. Well, his buddy had something. His podcast mate had something to say about him.
That was hilarious.
The feelings of Jim Cornette's podcast are not of the Potsy and Tino show.
Not pleased. We had no.
He went ahead, and I guess his name's Brian. Went ahead and said that
it was dirty.
Adam Cole needs to put on some upper body weight because right now he looks like his girlfriend.
And for those who don't know, Adam Cole's girlfriend is Dr. Britt Baker in AEW.
Yes. And, I mean, she's fit.
Yes.
But Adam Cole has never really been super well defined.
And we had the conversation tonight. We were watching Raw, and I was saying how Seth Rollins, and you're right, there was a time years ago that he did have the abs. Right now, though, like I said, I was like, Adam Cole, Seth Rollins right now, the same thing. I even made the joke that Seth's already got the dad bod going on, and he just found out Beck's pregnant. But he let himself, I don't know if he let himself go, if he got hurt, I don't know what it was, but yeah.
I think right now they're probably not working out as hard as they had been in the past.
But I do agree with, if Adam Cole got called up right now, Vince wouldn't. What would Vince do with him? He's not. Vince is a body guy.
It depends on which show it is, and Vince is always about one guy not being a body guy. Look at Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
Bray Wyatt.
But Bray Wyatt got over. Bray Wyatt's by himself.
Sure. Kevin Owens.
Yes. Kevin Owens got over.
But Kevin Owens isn't a body guy.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan is. I guess the easiest way to describe it is the same way that people used to describe CM Punk, which was skinny fat.
Yeah, but
it's the veganism and everything else. Like, he's not even a vegan anymore, but it was that body style that he had. Mm-hmm. Like, you knew that he worked out enough, mm-hmm. but it was never to look like anything more than what the strongest average man would look like.
Okay.
And Adam Cole doesn't even look like that, though.
No.
And it's weird because you go up against someone like Drew Gulak, And right now, you'd be hard-pressed to tell me that Adam Cole on SmackDown would beat Drew Gulak. Because Gulak looks like the physical specimen. And he's also a top-edge wrestler.
Tony Nese, you seen that dude?
Well, that guy even says that he's like the...
Dude, that dude is red too, man.
Yeah, he is.
But we know that we know that
It says somebody's watching, so...
Yeah. We do know that Adam Cole's contract's up, which begs the question.
Well, we don't know if his contract's up because there's conflicting reports. There's one that said that it was up in August, and there's other ones that say that he signed for 18 more months.
Okay.
So,
but if he has not signed, and if it is up, do you stay with WWE or do you go with your girl?
I think what I do is I go. Well, right now they're both in Florida. It really doesn't freaking matter.
This is true.
Like, I gotta go down the road 60 miles. Woo, like I do that just because I got a new car.
Shut up.
I do. I live like I've never been the person that likes to just. I'm gonna go for a ride. No, right now I go for that
ride. Go for a ride?
Yeah. Why not? It's a new car. Gas prices are low. I'm getting 38 miles to a gallon.
Put the miles on the car.
I am putting miles on the car.
Yeah,
that's the down point to it. But what I would do, let's say my contract was up right now with WWE. I'm not saying I'm definitely signing with AEW. I'm not saying I'm definitely signing with NXT or WWE. I say WWE gets first negotiation because I'm under contract with them currently.
Got it.
Give me your offer.
Got it.
But here's what I want in my contract, right? Because I think now everybody's realizing you got some wiggle room, right? You got some negotiation. You got some little pieces that you can ask for, right? So I say, how do I do in the Rumble? What's my match at SummerSlam? What's the 6-month window of what's going to happen for me? When do I win my first world championship? I want it in writing. If they're not willing to give me that, New Japan wants me back. Ring of Honor definitely wants Adam Cole back.
Yeah.
AEW, probably not the best move for him right now. Best move for him and his family. But is it the best move for him?
Probably ROH.
I'm already telling you. Well, ROH, I'm not sure has the money for him at this point, right? But when you look at Adam Cole, if he's not walking into AEW and winning their championship against Jon Moxley in his first match, you're not using him right. He's bigger. He's already proven he's just as big as your biggest guy.
But you're the same person who complains about that. A WWE guy going into AEW and going straight for the title.
You're not wrong.
You're the first one to.
I am the first one
bullshit on that.
To call bullshit on it.
But now you're saying
when the negotiations happen, you got to throw me the farm. Otherwise, I'm going to take Vince's money.
What's up top?
What's going on, Jeff? So we're talking pro wrestling. We're talking about Adam Cole. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
Please do.
I think what he was trying to say was, "What's up, Rob?" But it took Rob and made it into top.
I still get him respecting the show.
Well, it is on my Facebook page tonight. So because this just went right to it. So anyways,
banner.
Oh yeah.
Banner.
Over
here. Yeah,
there.
Right here. Right here.
So with Adam Cole though, like he's already showed. Yeah, so he was saying, "What's up, Rob?" So
why am I here?
I need to bounce ideas.
Oh, okay.
So with Adam Cole though, he's already proven he's just as big as your biggest guy in the other program.
Okay.
So he's been the other program's top guy for over a year. So if you go into AEW, you got to be the top guy. You can't sit back and now. Granted, you can have great matches with Kenny Omega. Could have great matches with Cody. Jericho, who we know Adam Cole's never faced. John Moxley,
but no matter
who we know he's never faced.
But using that theory, no matter where he goes, he needs to go. If you use your thing, he needs to go straight to the top. So if he goes to New Japan, he needs to go straight to the top. If he goes to
if he were to go to New Japan
or ROH, he needs to go straight to the top.
Well, ROH, he left. He was at the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to walk right back in and be like, I never lost the championship, even though we know he lost the championship. Yeah. You know, but New Japan, man, could you imagine
they
him
have
go?
money for him?
Could you? Oh, they have the money.
New Japan does.
Well, because he'd get all of his own merch money.
Got it. Okay.
You know, so he absolutely could walk into New Japan and get Okada and Ishii and Ibushi and he could. And could you imagine those matches?
My God,
they would be amazing.
I would buy I'd get that New Japan.
Yeah, New Japan World.
Yeah.
We would also see whether or not he had drawing power to the American buyers to do that. Because I'm going to say right now, when Jericho went there, we know that they went over 1 million subscriptions.
Yes.
We saw it. We heard about it. We saw that the numbers skyrocketed for Wrestle Kingdom. But they don't have anybody else like that now. Almost all of them have gone to AEW.
Okay. So
imagine if he walked in and said, "I'm gonna wrestle for the New Japan World Championship." Like, would it be enough to get the marks to buy again?
Yes.
And I think it would, but would it be enough to get the?
Well, especially if he leaves, because I think we talked about it. And I don't know. I have to look. Didn't Undisputed, they all come in at the same time? So what if they all went to New Japan? Can you imagine that? Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly back in New Japan?
Oh man, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but all of them have been established in New Japan, except for maybe Roderick Strong. I think even he did a couple matches, because obviously Ring of Honor had that thing with them. But
because the Good Brothers aren't going back there.
Actually, I think they're so.
I watched.
Oh,
I watched
their thing.
Impact.
Oh,
I watched Impact, and your boy, what's his name? The Canadian guy, he's in charge of it. Scott D'Amore was on the phone. He said, "Yeah, oh, that'd be great. Yeah, you guys coming? We always have a place for a couple of good brothers like you." I think they're heading.
No. But the rumor is that those guys are signing to work everywhere.
Okay.
And the real rumor that's going out now about the Good Brothers, sorry for breaking up the topic here, but the real rumor is that they want to start their own promotion. And
so everybody's trying to start their own promotion now.
Well, but those guys could start a smaller promotion, and yet, like Tommy Dreamer, be able to work anywhere.
Got it.
And that's kind of what I think they're going to do. Because Carl Anderson is over in Japan.
With a hot Asian wife.
With a hot Asian wife, right. And Luke Gallows was one of those guys that had, the whole controversy against him. Apparently, he had some younger girl that was all about him for a while. Anyways. But I don't think Adam Cole's contract's up. Sorry, I'm looking at your comments here, Jeff. A couple weeks watching the Undertaker match since that. Yeah. You should listen to a couple of our shows. A couple weeks ago, we totally discussed the Undertaker and whether or not we think he's retired. By the way, November is the 30th anniversary of the Undertaker character in WWE,
and he premiered at
Survivor Series. So I believe we will actually see him again. So don't count him out as retired.
Because I'm going to go back and say what I said a couple of shows back. When you watched Undertaker's last ride, he said it's about time for the cowboy to ride from the sunset. He never said I retired. He said it's about time, which leads me to believe that he's still got something in him. It makes sense for them to have him do something at the Survivor Series because that's where he premiered.
It's his anniversary.
It's his anniversary, and I think he'll end at WrestleMania where they induct him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and I'm totally with Tino on that. I think we may still see a couple more choke slams, tombstones, maybe even a last ride or two.
Yeah.
Hell, maybe even a Hell's Gate.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, we kind of. You're absolutely right. If there's a dream match he wants, there's even rumor that Sting may come back for a cinema style match.
That might be the only way they can do that.
I would love the two of them to have a barroom brawl. I think that would be awesome. But I digress. So on SmackDown this week, you watched it.
Like I said, I'm trying to remember the Jeff Hardy and Miz started the program. That was a good match.
Solid match that got ruined by Sheamus
on screen, not in the Performance Center.
But that's because of the Carino scare.
Virus,
yeah. And then of course, what I thought was weird about that though was the interruption did not lead to Jeff Hardy losing.
It led to him winning.
Jeff Hardy won the match.
Time out a second. Yeah, Jeff's asking, who do you think he would face?
Who, The Undertaker?
Yeah.
I think he would come out of retirement for Sting, but it would have to be a cinematic match.
Yeah, I don't think they can have a real match.
I think
what would be awesome, and I don't think they do it. Have him go against Orton, since he's going back into this legend killer.
I'd be okay with that, although Orton has lost to him at WrestleMania already. I think an actual wrestling match with AJ Styles, if they ever got back to being in a ring again.
Yeah.
Because I even think that they were originally leading to that and kind of dropped that story. I mean, AJ even started wearing black and purple.
Mm-hmm.
And since then has gone to black and yellow.
And I wonder if they drop that for now until they can get crowds back.
That's kind of what I think. Although we're going to talk about it in a little bit, the crowd tonight seemed a lot noisier.
And I'll tell you why that is, why I think that is.
Well, you'll say why you think it is, but we'll need someone to clarify and figure out whether or not it's true. And we may see that on Bleacher Report or on Meltzer or on anything else, but there was definitely a different sound to the crowd tonight. So SmackDown started with that. We got further development on the Matt Riddle versus AJ stuff.
He's going to be tempted here. Next week on SmackDown, he's defending it. This week on SmackDown, he's defending the United States. No, it's not the United States. It's Intercontinental.
No, oh, you're right. It is
the Intercontinental Championship against Matt Riddle.
So, our buddy Terrence, who has recently started his own podcast with a couple buddies of his own, discussed this with me not too long ago. And Tino, I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but when the New Day starts a new feud, they start with new trunks.
Yeah, new outfits. I saw that.
But they also start with no color. So it's like the main color and nothing.
This time they had color in it.
They add it as the weeks go by on the feud. So every week they're more filled in.
Yeah, because I was noticing colors on the outfits this week.
So as they get further in the feud, the trunks are more finely detailed.
Do you think Kane will return?
Well, Kane right now is the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. So he does still make rare appearances. Anytime they go overseas, he shows up.
It's like, I'm not fighting America no more.
But like the Big Show, I don't think he's technically retired.
Yeah.
So I would think that Kane
possibly.
Kane
they
is
could have a brothers.
He's a phone call away. Yeah. And I'm going to say right now, if you haven't noticed, Jeff, the Big Show is in better shape than he's been ever. I mean, we're even talking about when he was WCW right out of the power plant. The guy's in better shape than he's ever been. So he probably doesn't need any more.
Yeah.
So New Day, Shinsuke, and Cesaro. Great matches. I'm gonna say right now, it's a waste. It's a waste of 4 very talented guys that nobody knows what to do with.
I don't think that's
like if I were Cesaro, you know what I would say to do right now? I would be like, Vince, put me on NXT UK. I could beat Walter.
I don't think they're doing much with UK anything right now.
No, I think they're getting ready to shut that down. But anyways, the karaoke match. Talk about it because I didn't get to hear it.
So what this pretty much boiled down to, you got these 4 ladies. You had Tamina, you had Naomi, you had Dana Brooks, and you had this Southern Belle.
Yeah.
So what they were doing was they were doing karaoke's popular WWE theme.
Yeah.
So
Naomi did
American
Dream.
American Dream.
Right.
Dana did the Honky Tonk Man. Tamina did It's Time to Play the Game. And what did I can't remember what Southern Belle did. I cannot remember what the hell she did.
Wasn't it Real American?
No. But she had a pretty good voice. The 2 at the end, she was good, and Naomi can actually sing.
And it was all run by like Jay Uso, right?
Yeah, it was Jay. And then so Dana got out there and she's doing a Honky Tonk Man, and Jay's like, no, just stop. Tamina, she started doing It's Time to Play the Game. She started doing the whole head banging thing, and he stopped her before she even started singing. He's like, no. But it ended up the way it was crowd participation. This crowd, voted. Of course, they voted for Naomi. It pissed Southern Belle off, and she jumped. Naomi. And then
Tina's watching the 2 puppies that I've got over here,
and the match was on. So you saw how that match turned out. But the karaoke thing was. I didn't.
Apparently, it was a ratings grab.
Yeah.
Apparently, it worked. Now, I wonder if it worked like the Lana and Bobby Lashley thing, where like they're gonna go, we got to do more of this, and every week the main event segment's gonna be this stupid karaoke girl. Good news is, I don't think that that's the plan because Raw did not go that route. Speaking of Raw, like I said, we missed the first 20 minutes, and sorry, we're gonna start speeding up a little bit.
Yeah.
We got the match with the Viking Raiders and Garza and Andrade. Andrade helped Garza win the match, so Aquaman won.
Okay.
I guess they go up against the Street Profits now. Then we got some weird backstage segments with Ric Flair.
I don't understand what was going on.
He looked rough. Yeah. And I know he's old.
Yeah, I think it might be time for...
But he literally was slurring his speech, not really able to get words out. I mean... He looked, honestly, folks, he looked like he was having trouble with a side of his face. We already mentioned he had weird marks on the one side, but he did not look like even the Ric Flair from 2 weeks ago, and it's got me worried. And right now, I think that at some point he's going to take an RKO.
Oh yeah. Because Randy's already said he was listening. He was going to do the names of, like Edge was my friend, and I sent him home. Christian came and he ran his mouth, and
got
instead of
one
friend,
more match,
and arcade him. He said, "Big Show, I've known you for 20 years. You took me under your wing." He said, "You want to throw away our friendship?" And he said, "And if Ric Flair interferes or does anything, I'd hate to have to put him down too." So I think you're right. And I thought it was going to happen tonight.
And maybe the reason why Rick is in such rough shape right now is because he's been practicing an RKO. I mean, it's possible. Like, I mean, the guy wants to still go in the ring if he could, But they once again go ahead with the comedy angle with R-Truth. R-Truth sitting there talking to Cedric and Ricochet, and he's like, Ricochet, I'm so glad to hear that you're the MVP.
Richard.
Yeah, he's like, Richard, so glad that you're the MVP of Monday Night Raw. I didn't even know there was an MVP of Monday Night. And of course he's like, bro, no, I'm facing MVP and all this other stuff. And he's like, oh, well, at least I got to face Ric Flair because he's with Randy Orton. And they're like, no. He challenged you for Randy Orton. And he's like, I better go. And he turns the corner and there's Akira Tozawa, who tries to roll him up again after he asks Tozawa to teach him how to do.
He's I need about 5, 7, 10 minutes. Teach me how to do karate.
And Tozawa looks right at him and goes, no. And then rolls him up. And then brings in the ninjas. It was another normal episode of Raw. Overall. I wasn't blown away by much of anything.
You did pop for Kevin Owens in the surprise one.
Okay, so, yes. So, folks, earlier in the week, Kevin Owens was announced for a match against Seth Rollins. And as we all know, if you have a match at a pay-per-view versus a guy who doesn't have a match at a pay-per-view, the guy with the match at the pay-per-view wins. It didn't happen tonight.
Because you just knew that Kevin Owens was going to lose that match.
And I even said that there was this move where Seth Rollins flipped out and Kevin Owens went immediately to a super kick. But if Kevin Owens had gone right to a stunner, not even the kick to the stomach stunner like Stone Cold,
just a regular stunner.
But as he landed that, just taking a step back
kind of thing.
And boom, stunner, lights out, match is over, right? But what it ended up being was Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, all surrounding the ring, all keeping Seth from getting away. They all kind of snuck up on him, and then as Kevin Owens, whose eyes were raked at this point and couldn't see, I also said that this would have been a great part for Seth to pull Rey Mysterio into the ring, so Owens kicks Rey, gives him a stunner, and then goes, oh no, I can't believe I did that. Would have been a really cool story too, which would have allowed me to understand why Kevin Owens loses the match. But in a random turn of events, Kevin Owens hits Seth Rollins with a stunner. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens wins the match.
That's not what I'm talking about. When Kevin was on the floor, and the guys were in front of Kevin, and Seth Rollins
popped for this.
You rewound it.
Well, I had to rewind it because I was like, well, I didn't see it.
So Kevin is on the floor, and I guess it was Aleister
and
Dominic were standing in front of him, trying to keep Seth from getting to him, and Seth's standing like, "What are you doing?"
And Kevin Owens
he gets up and goes, "Surprise!"
Like Moses splits it, comes up and goes, "Surprise!" And just
oh my god,
right across the face. Kevin Owens pops himself in these moments. We've seen it when all of a sudden he had Roman Reigns in a headlock and Roman Reigns was laughing on the mat because Kevin Owens was telling someone in the crowd to shut up.
Yes. Also, we got to go back to where because R-Truth had told Tozawa to come out to the ring.
Yeah.
And he was in the ring. Yeah. They were talking, and all of a sudden Shayna Baszler's music hit.
Yeah.
And I thought that she was going to go for R-Truth, but no, because she kind of got a pop when she came in because she went right because Tozawa's pushing the ninjas into her, and she's taking them down.
Tozawa did hide behind the first ninja and pushed him, and Shayna just drops him. Then he goes up to the second one, pushes him. She drops him.
Pushed the third
one, drops him, and then Tozawa goes, I'm out.
And he gets out of the ring. But R-Truth, he said, I let myself out.
And he tosses her the mic. He's like, and he's like, and then he does the same thing. And Shayna Baszler, who we were just told a couple weeks ago, based on all the different wrestling mags and everything, or rags, I guess, that they're not going to push her. And
now they are.
And she literally grabs the microphone and says, I'm tired, like, paraphrasing again, I'm tired of the bullshit. All these women thinking they're at the top of the division. it's time for the Queen of Spades to actually be at the top of the division.
And I'm wondering if they're going to try, to bring Ronda back now. You know what I mean? Because it's about time they were talking about bringing Ronda back. So I'm wondering if they're doing that now, setting up. I don't know if they're going to set up for the 4 Horsewomen to get back together. I don't know if they're going to set up for a Ronda and Shayna match. I don't know what they're doing. So I'm wondering why all of a sudden.
And you bring up Ronda Rousey and we double in viewers.
Nah.
Oh, we dropped one.
Nah.
I shouldn't have said anything, I guess.
And I'm one of those, by the way. You know.
Oh yeah, I know, but anyways, it's.
Oh, but getting back to the crowd. Okay, so.
Oh yeah.
I think the crowd noise, because
you think it was piped,
either piped or now that they're recording, the shows. I think they're able to edit in some sound because yes, it's a crowd. I don't think there's enough people in that arena
get that reaction,
to get that loud of a reaction. They have to be adding to it.
Well, they could always, and this might be what they're doing. There's a couple possibilities. AEW seems to have that crowd up in the back area, right? And I wonder if that's where they have like microphones so that they can get that crowd reaction from out there, right?
But I don't know if they have that space in the performance center like that because they're actually AEW's in an actual
hold
arena.
On, another possibility.
Okay.
What is under the ring?
Microphones.
Okay. So what's preventing them from putting microphones around the crowd?
Yeah, okay.
You could have boom mics.
Okay.
You could have mics actually around the plexiglass because even the plexiglass is making different sounds tonight. So there is definitely something going on to get that reaction to sound more like. And originally Tino was thinking it was piped in. I don't think it was piped.
Or like I said, since it's been recorded, they could edit it. Because I've watched something.
They can definitely raise the levels.
So I was watching something. They're like, and they showed it. I was trying to find the YouTube video I was watching where they were showing like when they tape shows because WWE, that's how they get you to cheer and boo who they want to. If you watch a live show, like when they go overseas and it's live, the fans were like booing Roman Reigns. But then when they edited it for television, it was kind of like they were cheering Roman Reigns. And they said they did it at WrestleMania. With when Snooki came out, they made it sound like, they made her music louder. They said because she got booed out of the place, they made her music louder and kind of like, so they didn't sound that bad. So I'm thinking they're able to edit and they were talking about that vacuum thing. So notice the hairdryer crowd. You know how sometimes it's like it goes, that crowd, and then it gets back down. It's like they said, it sounds like a hairdryer. Sometimes if you listen to the crowd response, it does sound like that. So that's why I'm thinking they're maybe editing in. Not a lot, just enough to make it equal out, to make it sound like they have a crowd. I
had just kind of wished that they had done it with Cole and Keith Lee first. Yes. Because tonight's crowd sounded...
But I like that a hell of a lot better than when they play that freaking music. That drives me... And you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm the one that said that if you're not going to have crowd noise... You gotta have something. So music during the cinematics.
Not even during the cinematics. They were doing it on the shows.
Were they?
Yes.
Music?
Yes. If you go back and watch some, especially some of the Messiah's, when he's doing his promos, in the background, they have some music behind some of the promos when the guys are talking. Stop it.
Nah, I'm okay with it.
No.
I just need some kind of background noise to go with it because it's like they're practicing otherwise.
Yeah.
There's got to be something. And it's like us. We've got the dog snoring.
Yeah, I hear that.
Like Carmen, I mean, she can't hear us either, so she doesn't even know she's snoring.
So and then we got what do you think of the Ruby Riott, Bianca Belair? Do you think that's just a holdover till Liv gets there? Or do you think that's going to be a tag team?
Where is Liv?
I don't know.
No, I think that I don't know. I really don't know. I thought it was going to be Ruby and Liv getting back together, and then all of a sudden, Bianca shows up tonight, and it was a surprise. But did you notice it was weird that the Street Profits were nowhere to be found tonight?
Yeah, what's that? It was one of them the same person, like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, so you never saw them in the same places. Bianca really?
Yeah.
Is Bianca one of the street profits?
There was a while where you never saw Janet Jackson and Paula Abdul in the same place either.
I don't know that much like. Anyway. And then the main event, you had the I guess they're calling themselves the Golden Role Models against the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
What's up with Kari?
Once again, Drew McIntyre doesn't get the closing segment of a Monday Night Raw as the world champion.
He did have a segment in there, kind of a backstage when Dolph jumped.
Which leads me to believe that he did have the first segment of the night, because there's no way it was just we're gonna show Drew in the background for 4 seconds.
So I'm gonna have to go home and watch the
after the Randy Orton match. You know, like there's no way. So but once again, the ladies carried Raw.
I'm
which
cool with that.
Which now the rumor is, by the way, that it's to lead into Evolution 2.
I'm cool with that too.
Well, it's weird because they're rumoring it for the week after SummerSlam.
Like the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Or do you think they're going to do like a television thing like they've been doing with the Fyter Fest and the Great American Bash? You think they'll do it on TV?
Well, apparently everything now seems to be a special event.
Yeah, because WWE, I don't really see them doing back-to-back pay-per-views. That's something. Now, for a while there, they were doing.
They've done it
once a month, but I don't know about a back-to-back.
Well, they do them about.
They did it with NXT, and now it was NXT because they did NXT one week and they did the main roster.
They did Money in the Bank like the next week. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
And right now, the weekend of SummerSlam, you've got NXT, and then you've got SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You're also supposed to have the Hall of Fame presentation.
Well, they usually do that at SummerSlam because they get for the past few years they've been doing the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, so they do the night before they do
right, but
NXT,
right now
and then they do SummerSlam.
Right now, everything's at the Performance Center.
Yeah. So yeah.
You know, I in fact, if I had to guess, I would say the first major event that won't be at the Performance Center is going to be WrestleMania.
You think Patty Roman?
I think even though, and I think the Rumble's going to be changed this year. I think because you can't have that many people at it at one time.
Ah.
You know, like they're not supposed to have that many people in the same place at the same time. So I almost wonder if they'll do 3 10-person Rumbles, and then the 3 winners end up facing each other.
A long night.
Oh, it is, but I mean, it's normally a 90-minute or hour-long Royal Rumble. So who knows? But regardless, you know, if they do decide to just go with the 30-man over-the-top Battle Royal, then they just go with the 30-man over-the-top Battle Royal, right? So, or 30-woman over-the-top Battle Royal. I mean, that's just a lot of people backstage.
They might have to do a 2-night thing like they did.
That's the rumor right now with even SummerSlam is to make it 2 nights, and if they do that, then it might be one Sunday's all the men's matches, one Sunday's all the women's matches, and that would give you your Evolution pay-per-view.
And still do the
NXT the night before.
Saturday night.
Yeah. I mean, right now, none of the matches are live anyway.
Why did they do? Well, that's not they did Mania. They did it 2 nights in a row.
They did Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Because they didn't do NXT. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be real interesting to see what they do and how they plan to do it. So.
That's all I got, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else, folks.
Well,
Please make sure that like us on the Facebook page, Potsy and Tino. Like us on our, follow our Instagrams, right? It's SC Tino, Rob Potchak. Twitter, Potchak, HootieFan91.
Yep.
The Potsy and Tino.
Potsy and Tino on Twitter. Potsy and Tino Show on Facebook.
And then, of course, Rob Potchak on YouTube and Rob Potsy Potchak on Twitch.
Yeah. So
lots of different things. Our theme song, as always, was brought to you by Adam's House Cats, called The Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes, 99 cents.
And as always, I hear Ric Flair on the top of that big hill, and he's going, "Woo! I beat you, bitch! I beat you, bitch!"
Did you? Yes. Are you sure?
Yeah, because I got it before the music started playing.
Everybody wants to be the nature boy, but I am the man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. Make you scream, oh, like Jared Power. There have been many imitations, but only one, nature boy. I am the greatest thing going today. Whether you like it or not, you better learn to love it, because whether you like it or not, I am the greatest of all time.